I think it's probably on. What should I get? Oh my god. Oh no, that's probably just me that's loud, right? No, no, actually, it was pretty loud. Never mind. Okay, it's another Monday. Oh man, I haven't felt like this in a while. Where it feels a little bit like I haven't drawn for years. Hmm, kind of odd. Let me see. Let me get myself oriented real quick. One, two. Actually, give me 1 second here. Let me just double check some of the Secret Santa related stuff here. It responses. I need to see the sheets here. Hello, Debay. What am I looking for? I know there was some clarification with respect to red. Oh, I see. Okay, okay, pretty good. That's fine. Ah, yes, Dubay, thank you. I am on it. Polish artist. Actually, let me use the other tab here. Surprise Booba. Ho ho ho. Man, this workflow, oh my god, it's so clean. The descriptions are on the right. Ah, okay. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. I see. Oh, I cannot zoom in. Okay, it doesn't feel that rough, is the thing. Just because of maybe of the textures. I know it's for like a small car, right? Like, especially, yeah, something so small, you don't have to draw that detailed, but it still feels pretty detailed. Also, the initial sketch. But I guess like you're probably not just because I was thinking like, hey, the initial sketch is so clear, the image must be really clear in your head, but like otherwise, like I wouldn't even jump into color because I don't have the skills to back it up. I would just be sketching. So like this is already a really strong sign of very good skills, I feel like. And also the grass is so efficient too. So efficiently done. Probably from here to here, a lot of these big shapes are left over. Actually, I'm looking. Hang on. Hello, George. Nice lag. Yeah, this thing got really laggy, by the way. I'm gonna talk about this later. I just wanted to check the this thing here. I think it's just a contrast issue. Because it's not that bad, but I feel like theirs is have more stuff to look at. I think it's just because it's easier to see what's happening. Too many layers? No, I think it's just it goes back to that same thing I was talking about, where like the colors looks good, but then when you come back to it, it doesn't look good anymore, kind of situation. I'm still gonna have to walk through that process over and over until eventually the expectations line up with the skills. Just hopefully it doesn't take 5 years. I actually do prefer this color version a lot more, just because it's so much more vibrant. I think I said the same thing last time. I feel like I kind of want to go a little bit further with this, maybe. Maybe on my own time. I don't want to work on this on stream too much, because it's gonna be quite boring. If I want to work on stream, probably this one, because this one has more stuff to sort out still. Alright, from here on out, there's not much that's gonna change. And then maybe I can quote tweet the original hard light layer effect thingy in Korean that was in Korean. Maybe I can get some views that way. I don't know, but we'll do that and we do this some other time. But yeah, anyways, going back to this. Yeah, this is so interesting, right? I know I'm not ready to move on off of like learning technicals, just because I still cannot help but notice all the technical stuff. Like I cannot take a step back and look at the storytelling. I can only see that, hey, oh, look at the ground, look at what they did. That's all I see here. Man, you can really feel the rocks in this path. You can really feel the rocks in this path. Holy shit. Maybe that's why my last one, the Haru Urara one, wasn't... Oh, but it's really hard to say that, I think. Yeah, it's really hard to say that. Ooh, I've been trying to poke at this Haru Urara piece for so long, right? Like, I'm trying to figure out what I can find to improve in it. But it's so hard to objectively say that it's not done well, just because... You know, I guess it might have benefited with a little bit more detailing in the front, the foreground here. I was just thinking that if I actually made the path interesting, then maybe people would have started looking at the character instead. So, yeah. If we put this amount of detail here, we will also need a corresponding amount of detail increase in the character, perhaps. So, given its current state, it's kind of hard to just say that, hey, we lack some details here. But, hello, Igami. We're just taking a quick look at Duvay's daily. Yes, today I'll get to that in a bit, I think. And then, yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. There's a lot of good stuff in here. I think primarily it's, especially because if these are painted for cards, right? Like, and you have a lot of cards and they don't need to be this big. So for sure, there's a lot of good, how should I say this? Like, simplification. Like, you can see how they like took some liberties with like some of the details or something. Because at one glance, it still looks really good. So that means they've been very efficient, you know. They will have to be very efficient with getting this many cards out, along with this much environment and details still. So I think that's a really good thing to study. If I ever remember about this artist, I'll be honest, because I think a lot of the recommendations from before I've kind of forgot already. Of course, it's archived in the streams, but we don't quite have like a fixed timing for the Duvay dailies, so it's like it's gonna be kind of hard to find. Oh man, this reminds me of Frostpunk so much. Oh, Frostpunk the board game. Oh, okay, it is inspired by it. Look at that. Pretty good stuff. Like how they blur out the edges here. There's still a very distinct front patch here, but it's not like blurred. How do I say this? Like, yeah, it's not like a consistent gradient. It's like a very distinct cutoff almost. Probably something you'll observe if you actually look at like blizzards and stuff. I have to imagine. But anyways, thank you, Duvet. I really don't have too many comments for the storytelling. I don't know how hard it's like if you have never tried doing this. It's hard to appreciate how hard it is and some of the masterful ways of doing so, right? I've never tried really telling stories, and it's kind of hard for me to notice anything that's really subtle. I just take everything at face value at this point still. So there's not much not much value that I can provide in that regard. And then rendering wise, it's just like it's kind of the same thing as well still. And as long as our focus isn't to practice one of these pieces, I think we probably just take a quick glance and then probably move off of this. So again, thank you, Debate. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me send this link here. So for today, hello Fubuki. Not this. And not this. Actually I have some plans for this maybe, potentially. But primarily is this. So if you guys remember, right? I wanted to draw this VR chat model, which is gonna be released in December. And I was looking at magazine covers, right? The last Friday, the very end of it, we were looking for ideas and like design ideas, different magazine designs, and whatever kind of poster design kind of. I don't really know what to call those specifically. But over the weekend, I've taken the liberty to sort of come up with some ideas here. Originally, the plan was to come up with various different layouts and then maybe get them to choose and then figure out what we want and go on from there, right? Like, but I figured that it's gonna be too inefficient of a process if I just spend all my time trying to figure out different ideas. So even though we do want to explore different ideas, I didn't want to be just doing ideas thumbnailing or something like that, because this being a more sort of graphic design kind of thing, the ideas when I lay it out in a thumbnail form, even though it's in a thumbnail in a really rough state, it still kind of have to be a little bit more like contained, right? It has to be in the right position so that everything would balance and you can assess it accurately. So I thought that was gonna take too much time. So I just figured that, hey, let's just get one thing that looks decent, right? It's gonna be our first time doing this. It's not gonna be 100% very, very good, but just get something looking decent and let's just push it through all the way. And that's what we have here. So I just wanna briefly go over some of the ideas that I've had. And some of the things I've already learned, actually. There's a lot of things that I've learned from this already. So primarily, I think... so again, what is the purpose of this piece, right? Going back to my two favorite questions. And the purpose of it is mostly just to showcase the character, I think. To showcase that this character exists, to let people know that it is going to be a VR chat avatar, what the name of the character is, and when it's going to be available, right? And where it's going to be available. So the big thing is, if you think about it in terms of priority, if you open your eyes and see this for the first time, you need the person to see the character first. That's absolutely a must, right? And then you subsequently maybe the name, right? The name of the character, the release timing, as well as where you can go looking for it. So if you look at this and you kind of squint your eyes, you will notice that most of these things should still remain somewhat bit more visible, right? You will definitely see the character. You definitely see the release date, right? It's very eye-catching. And then you see the name a little bit more subtly in the back, but most importantly, at the bottom, you get to see this really big ass QR code that contrasts 100% against the white background. And that is where people can go and find this character. So I think all the important pieces are in there. Beyond that, it just becomes a, hey, what can I use to fill up the space, right? And in that regard, it will be mostly stuff like, what kind of motif can I use, right? What is this character about? What is the character personality like, right? What is the theme of the character? And then from then on, you can generate certain ideas that go on and go to talk about like, hey, what exactly can I put in the back? So specifically for this character here. Let me just show you guys the planning here. So coming over here, right? So this over here is about stuff that I can use to populate what I'm seeing on this canvas. And importantly, we have all the important information up here. So primarily it would be the release date has to be really clear, right? The QR code and the socials has to be pretty clear, like where to go find things, like the booth, right? And again, the data should be grouped together. This has to be rendering the drawings. We're not quite done with rendering. This is actually a very rough state. I had to tune the colors to make sure that it doesn't clash. I'll talk about the colors a little bit soon, but specifically the colors need to not clash. So I had to make sure that the colors, I've learned my lesson, man. Like there's so many times where I go in with what I thought is a good color rough, but it wasn't really that good. In this case, it's different. In this case, we're specifically talking about graphic design more than just like really technical rendering stuff. So I think the priority is definitely not there. So we're gonna stick to very simple set of coloring. I actually don't know if I'm gonna put in reflected light. It will have to depend on how things turn out. Because for the most part, a lot of these are just one light source, right? It just comes down to how interesting I can make the clothing and stuff, which I don't think I can. I just simply do not have the skill to. So we have to see how that works. If I don't have enough visual interest, I might have to put in a secondary light source and try to work out the lighting that way. Yeah, but going back to the planning here. So we have all of these information that I think is very important, and the data should be grouped. The data need to be grouped so it's easy to find. And the color palette, yes. So the color palette is pretty critical here. And actually, I thought about that quite a bit, trying to figure out what I can and cannot use. Because if you look at each one of this design we have on our reference here, we have stuff that have a very obvious theme, right, with the background. The background's not completely white, and it's got a bit of blue tint to it. This one's got a bit of a yellowish, greenish tint to it. It's a bit off-white. They're all kind of off-white. But I thought that the character's charm comes from the really white parts of the character. The hair, and then the clothing. There's this really sort of clean look, right? It's not about being off-white, but just having this really strong, impactful, clean, white background, white hair, white everything, contrasting against a really nice, vibrant green, I think. So I wanted to follow this a lot more in terms of the vibe set and feeling. Right, so the mood board is mostly on this side here. And then later on, as I was looking for good green designs, I found this set of green colors. These are the most pleasing greens that I've found in my life, I think, perhaps. It's not purely green. I think it's a little bit closer towards blue. Yeah, it's a bit closer towards cyan. And it is a little bit different from the original design, but as long as this remains the only color, and it's still similar enough to green and it's not going to confuse anyone, so I think that's fine. Right, I talked to the original guy. He said that it's actually fine that you present this character however you like. However, I think it's still pretty important that we stick to the original vibes for a couple of reasons. Number one, he has had this character for like 4 or 5 years, you know, and the image of this character has not changed in the past 4 or 5 years. So this is a very important character to them, and I think it's probably not the best to just start jumping around, especially, you know, the character that's going to be sold as well, the avatar is going to be sold as well, is also going to be this color scheme. So keeping to it was the priority. And then in terms of colors, this maroon pinkish purple thingy was just present in the eye. It was the only different color that I can find in the entire design. The yellow over here is mostly for like emotes and stuff, so I don't think it really counts. So, but it's great, right? It's a compliment on the other side of the wheel. So I just made good use of that for important information. Like for example, the release date, as well as the booth here, taking out most of the sort of impact. There's also some other stuff here, which I want to just come up with a little bit more new ideas, right? So that comes down to the design motif here in the back. But in terms of the color palette, that's that. The name of the character, of course, is in the back. And also what this is. I think it might get a little bit confusing as to what people might be looking at. So I thought it's pretty important to include the word VR chat avatar, because like you see this character, you see a poster design. Like I see all these poster designs over here, right? What do you think these are? You know, like what are these things? These characters? Are they just OC? Are they just practice for design? Or are they actually from something? You know, like it's never really quite clear what these are. Like I recognize Regloss, so I know it's Hololive character, right? Like, and then you can actually see it over here Todoroki Hajime, and then it says Bancho, it says Hololive device, right? But the other character, I'm like, who are these characters, you know? Like this I say is Wuthering Waves at least, you know? So I think that's also a pretty important element here. So that's why all these elements are pretty big. And then everything else is just whatever. And then in terms of everything else, I was coming up with ideas. So the character is called Menu, and specifically with regards referencing the hamburger menu, the 3 lines hamburger menu that you always find on websites nowadays is omnipotent? No, omnipresent. Yes, it's always everywhere. And I was also looking at some of the original designs that they use. So we have these stars, whether if it's like vertical or if it's sideways, we have these plus signs, which apparently is called a psyche box. I'm not 100% sure if I'm accurate on that. There's also some other miscellaneous designs and stuff. And if you will also probably notice that the original design language is very round, right? The menus are round, the font is round, the character herself is also very round in a lot of different areas. But even then, I still kind of chose to go in a slightly different direction. I still kind of went a little bit more square. I am actually thinking of changing that. I want to split the design between like round stuff and square stuff. Specifically, there's stuff like these QR codes and stuff that is really hard to go away from being square, because you start messing with the code, it might not read properly. So I don't really want to touch that. So if there's stuff like this, and if there's stuff like barcodes, by the way, there's a bit of an inspiration taken from like magazine designs, right? It looks a bit like a magazine. So as long as there is square stuff like this, I think like technically squarish stuff that's gonna be there, I think that is fine. We can have some square stuff there. And this thing at the top doesn't really have any purpose. I originally just put like a green square here, just to offset the square stuff in the bottom here. Because without that square at the top, you can imagine this part being gone. It would just be really blank up top. And these are the only really squarish stuff you will see, and it's all at the bottom. There's a bit of a stability going on when there's square stuff and sharp stuff at the bottom for me. But like, I wanted to balance out the comp a little bit more, so I pushed a square up there for no real reason, other than just to balance it. And then the background, I kind of went with a more website-y design, which I'll get to in a bit as well. Other stuff, we have like round shapes and round lines. We have white, green, purple / maroon. We have dark gray. Oh yeah, there's another color, dark gray, for her innerwear, which is not very prevalent. There's also like a giant zipper. I thought it might be interesting. I was exploring ideas with like stuff like backgrounds, for example. I have some other ideas here. Let me show you guys real quick. Actually, where is the drawing? I can't remember where I put it. Yeah, like I was thinking that maybe, okay, yeah, this is getting in the way. I was thinking that maybe the entire background is like just a drop-down menu or something. So there will be one tab that's open here, right? And then this will be like a bunch of stuff here. And then we can have other different avatar names here, perhaps, in the back, if you can see the vision. So this will be another button to click. This will be another button to click, just like this one. And as for what goes on in here, we can then have some other patterns and whatnot. I was also thinking of drawing like chibi characters everywhere. Oh, yes, George. It's funny you bring that up. I'll get to that in a bit. So, and then there's also this other one, which is just a direct copy of this, right? You have this text where it's just written like the game, the Camellia. I don't know what it says. I never played Wuthering Waves. But I thought it'd be really cool to have like really rigid like fonts, right? Rigid text going across, but then there's just one line that breaks everything. And then you kind of do see it here, right? This right here, this is the most important thing in my opinion, because it lets people be excited. It makes people excited for something, right? It's a call to action to be like, hey, be aware that this is happening. So that's why it's the accent color that has the most amount of area of the accent color, as well as it's diagonal, right? It breaks the sort of structure and everything. So everything that I can do for contrast, I am throwing it onto this thing to make sure that it looks good. And there are other ideas which I don't know where it went actually. I kind of might have deleted some of the layers or something. I'm pretty sure this was not empty. Yeah. Anyways, I also have some other shitty ideas. Like you see this giant zipper in the back. She has a really big zip on her chest, and I thought it might be interesting to make use of the zip to sort of unzip the background open and maybe have a picture of her face. Like, there's one regret that I have for this design that I'm going ahead with is that there is no zoom in on the face. the most important area of a character I always feel is the face, right? Especially if you want to take some time to render out the eyes into something that's a little bit more involved. Like for example, these guys here, right? Something that's really highly detailed, and then just have that be there. And I thought it'd be kind of cool if like that's just the character peeking, like looking over her shoulders and peeking at us through the zipper. And then you can, you know, be a little bit more suggestive and like, you know, hey, I can't show you what's under my zipper or something stupid like that, right? You can imagine like something else that can go on in there. Another one was just a bunch of open windows because for the most part, if you remember, her only design feature is design element is a menu button, and that menu button is ubiquitous with website design, right? So having a website would be pretty cool, and you can see that I did went with the idea in the end. But previously I was exploring maybe different open windows, maybe stuff like those boxes. I'm pretty sure I have a good example here. I just don't know where it is. Like maybe some like these boxes are a little bit too messy here. You don't really see where one box ends and one box begins. But there are more sort of structured versions. Shit, I thought I have it here. There's no way I don't have it here, but I can't find it at the moment. It has become a little bit of a spaghetti fest over here. Yeah, I can't find it. If we find it later, I'll just talk about it again. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have it. Okay, never mind. So those were some of the ideas that I've explored. I've also tried to explore the ideas of what kind of text I can throw. Oh, by the way, this is what I asked the guy who designed it. He said that Denpa is radio wave, basically, right? So I think the original concept of this character is just something that's related to tech, right? Anything that's related to technology, to our information age technology, communications, wireless, stuff like that. I think anything works fine. But because her actual motif only has a menu button, I wanted to just focus on that more, right? The other elements are not necessarily that clear. It's not like her dress, for example, her clothing has like a hologram on it, right? It's not like her dress has like text that sort of moves around on it. That would be really cool, right? That would bring a new element of design dimension that we can talk about. But we don't, right? It's pretty what you would call bland, right? And that's fine too. So I wanted to play into that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was words that I can write, because as you have seen, like this word writing thing, I got really inspired by it. I thought it was really cool if we have some way of getting words in there that is not necessarily very useful, but just interesting, I suppose, right? That fits the theme. And I was brainstorming for words. So kawaii is obviously a great word, you know. You can just put that anywhere and no one's gonna deny you that. So this word says nami mori. Nami is usually used for the word if you hear nami, you might think of One Piece, right? You might think of the Japanese word for waves, but there is another word that has the same pronunciation, the same reading, and it's usually used for food, right? In terms of, hey, do you want small size, medium size, or large size? Nami mori means medium portion, right? The average portion, the normal portion. That's what it means. So nami mori. And what might you guys think that this is talking about? What might this be in relation to, do you guys think? You know, if you look at the character here, physically, she has two specific charm points here, right? And I think you can, well, okay, yeah, you know, like, probably imagine what we're talking about here, you know? And it's kind of interesting because when I logged in that day, he was actually the designer, the modeler of this avatar. He was actually talking to another lady, and he was asking her, what kind of character do you think this model would be like? Like, what kind of personality would you think that she have? And she said a lot of things. Apparently, she can read a lot of things. Personally, I feel like it's a lot of like biases, you know, like preconceived notions just by looking at the design, because I don't have that much. I just think that she looks like she would be a very confident person because of the way she dressed, and maybe someone who's very active, right? But other than that, like, she was like saying, hey, she might like this, hate that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, okay. And then eventually we got to her physical proportions, and our designer over here said that her breast size is the average size. He thought that this was like kind of the average kind of size. And I think in the beginning when he started modeling a few years ago, maybe it was the case, but eventually it got really big. Like, it is huge. So you can imagine like the girl's reaction. I was already reacting like this is not average, my man. And then she was going ballistic. She was like having so much fun with this. So that's why I thought it'd be kind of funny to sneak this text in somewhere. And then the last thing is a slogan, right? It's a bit corny, right? It might be a bit cringy, but then if you think about it, if you can have like a really nice catchphrase that sort of sets the mood, I think that's kind of interesting too, right? Her whole idea is that she is based off of the hamburger menu. And a menu is a gateway to many, many different things. So I tried to generate some ideas with ChatGPT. Eventually, it wasn't as good as I thought, but I eventually came up with this arrive at this, which is your menu to infinite possibilities, because there is like an element of design where it's not just about like visual and stuff, right? You want to do some storytelling behind the scenes as well. So I was thinking, hey, since the guy told me that he would like to see what other people would make this character out to be, how they would change the avatar and what kind of designs they would have, would be kind of cool to include like the element of, hey, this character, you know, is your portal to just many, many different experiences. And I wanted to find a specific way to phrase that. In the end, I didn't really add this in. I don't really know where to put it in and how to put it in, right? So this is the idea generation. At this stage, I didn't really have any visual ideas yet. It's more just text-based, right? Figuring out what kind of information is the most important that must be visible, and also what kind of stuff I can use to then fill up the negative space. And then technically when you place everything in, you should probably follow that same order as well. What is the highest priority to the lowest priority? I kind of just did things based on how I felt after looking at a bunch of designs, and assuming those designs are good, you know, then what you come out with should be also rather decent. So that's basically kind of most of the brainstorming behind. And then in terms of the actual physical layout and iterations here, if you look at my folder here, it's actually pretty long. I've tried a lot of different ideas here, right? Everything from I think here all the way up here. Oh, sorry, a bit higher. All the way up here is this Hello Maxi. So you can see that, hey, I tried Japanese, right? If I use this way of presenting the text, right? A white glow in the back with layer outline with the purple text, how does it feel? And it doesn't really feel as good. I don't really like the blur, right? Anything that is blurred out, the contrast kind of drops because it's a gradual change, right? So I thought, not so good, not so good. Let me try something else. And then next one I tried was actually, wait, where is this? Next one I tried was actually this. And this wasn't as good. And it was only not as good because you can't really read the text as well, I feel like. The amount of purple and maroon is quite overwhelming. If I could make the text just a little bit wider, a bit thicker, that would have been nice. But this isn't handwritten, this is a font. So it's not easy to just make it wider. So eventually I felt like this was probably the best balance here. Right, it's not really abusing the maroon that much. So we finally arrived at here. You see, I try to put in the thing here. This looks really bad because it's just not a very good font for this. I haven't really decided. I wanted to make it like she's saying it, but then if I'm opening up like a text box and stuff, I have to balance the design again. So I don't really want to touch that anymore, I think. So that's kind of what we have up here. Some other elements, so ignore the frame for now. The line art, by the way, when I was doing this, I turned off the line art very often because I wanted to make sure that the final image of the thing is not affected by the line art so much, because I predict that I'm not gonna render such thick lines, I think. So if I leave it on black and have it at full power, it's gonna be very confusing, I think, in terms of color balancing. So that was the one thing that kind of is like stuff I learned from the past in terms of just drawing other stuff. Everything else we have here, we have like these arrow keys. By the way, this is, as you can already imagine, the background is meant to be a website, right? So we have a menu that's open for 3D modeling, right? And then for other stuff, we have illustration and website and others. I'll get to this in a bit as well. And then as for 3D modeling right now, we are kind of like self-introduction, right? This cover page is kind of like the first impression self-introduction for the character. So what can I put inside? Kawaii, 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 kawaii. And then I just put in some random shit in here. Like for example, Anata ga suki. This doesn't really have any character personality implications. I'm just putting it here just because it's for one thing that came to mind. I didn't really want to overthink it. Let me just turn this off a little bit. And then there's also stuff like Muchi Muchi, which kind of just means that she's thick. And then also, of course, I have to put in the Nami Mori over here. It's at the very bottom. It's very hard to read because I don't want him to notice until like maybe down the line. I think it'd be kind of funny. And then of course like other menu stuff. Like maybe if this was a website, what would the other menus be, right, for this character? Maybe we explore more about her gimmicks, her clothing designs, her expressions, and of course none of these are available, right? It's not like I'm gonna make those things. They're not gonna be available. But the implication is nice, right? The implication is nice. It adds life to the website. Yeah, so like, you know, and of course everything is green. Only important things are in the maroon here. And over on the right side here we have a scroll bar, you know. Hajimari just means the beginning, right? This is the beginning of a journey with this character. And then the next one says Anata Shidai, so it depends on you. I don't actually know if this is so good or if it's just like super corny. I think I'm split between whether if I should get a feedback from him first before I finalize, or should I just give it to him. I think I'm just gonna finalize and give it to him, and then if he wants to change anything, I'll ask, and then I can make text changes. That's not hard, right? That's not hard. And then over here, I wanted to just put an infinity sign, right, to signify the infinite possibilities. But it's kind of hard to read the infinity sign at this pixel. This is really small, by the way. This I just end up working really small because of the sketch, so there's a bit of a downside. But yeah, it's interesting because this is a scroll bar, so it suggests that we're going into the future as we keep going down. And otherwise, not too much. There's just like a grid in the back. I'll make in the final one, these crosses will be smaller, because right now the impact of the cross is a bit too strong, I think, still. I'm trying to imagine holding like a magazine like this, and how it would feel to hold it. And I think the crosses would be too big if this was printed out in like a magazine size thing. And then other than that, I just put in a bunch of these menu hamburger icons and just sort of blurred it a bit to suggest that they're in the background. I think the Z-axis for website design is very interesting. I don't know if you guys are aware of a place called www Awards. It's a website where people... it's AWWW Awards. This is a place where people go and show off their front-end design. So... essentially, if you want to flex your front-end design skills, you come here. You want to get ideas and copy stuff, you also come here, basically. And I actually, yeah, why am I in a specific one? Let me just go back to the Explorer here. How many stays of the size of the year? Let's see. Something really good. Let's show me something really good. So these don't really tell you too much just by looking, right? A lot of them are just very slick, minimalist designs. But if you go in, there's a lot of them that has really cool gimmicks. They might have 3D backgrounds. They might have video playing and stuff like that. So if you guys ever want to do get some ideas for website design, this is a great place to go and just see what other people have come up with, right? You can open each one and then you can go and take a look at what the website actually looks like. I forgot how to go there. There should be a link that brings you there. Yeah, however, a lot of these are you actually don't see a lot of these kind of websites, no matter how cool this is. Like, what? So as I'm by the way, I'm scrolling this. I'm scrolling up and down this, and it's actually turning the background in 3D space, right? And there's a lot of JavaScript libraries that let you load 3D spaces like this and do animations like this. But you don't see a lot of these in a while, because the main metric for websites in a lot of big companies like Google and Amazon is still the amount of time it takes to load. They did some studies and figured out that if your website takes longer than, I think, is it 300 milliseconds to load, you lose like, what, 50% of the traffic or something? So loading speed is exceptionally important to them. That's why you don't really see shit like this, because as you may have noticed when I started, it takes some time to load up everything. That is a no-go for big websites. So you never see cool stuff like this in a while. Most of these are just portfolios for designs. But anyways. Yeah, but like a cool scroll bar is always a good part of those designs. And also 3D spaces in the background. So that's why I want to try to emulate. It's not done very well because the front foreground ones are not focused enough to suggest the depth. Oh, this kind of scroll bar? I have to be honest, a lot of these were done without necessarily looking at anything specific. I think over the years I kind of seen a bunch of stuff here and there. A lot of these just felt natural to do. Like, for example, you see the blurring done here? These just felt natural to put in. Because I wanted the focus to be here, right? I wanted the focus to be right here. So, I actually don't really like the scroll bar. It's a bit too thick. I want to make it a little bit more slick. And as well as the top and bottom taper. Currently, they're tapering flat. I need to taper them in an arrow, I think. as well as this corner here. This is exceptionally squarish, I think. It really doesn't fit her motif. So I'm gonna round out these edges as well. And the only square thing I will have will be the magazine elements, like a barcode here and a QR code here. Those will be the only things that I'll make square. As well as the balance on top. So that's for the most part. There's some other stuff that I might have tried here and there. I don't know what necessarily they are. I have a lot of random ass layer here. Oh, I tried to make this look cooler with the thing. This looks really stupid. This is like his first, the first letter in his name, the first kanji in his name. It's not very good. It looks really lame, I think. This looks a lot cleaner. What about lines for the tabs, you know, stuff like that? Oh, there was a lot of iterations of this. I think the initial iteration had the text really big, like the font was really, something like this in the back here. It was really, really big. Let me move this over. The balance was definitely a lot worse in the past. There's a lot more rigid as well, right? Like, so this was the original thumbing. I wanted to put like a cross over here and have like an arrow over here that's being that a small chibi version of the character is hanging off, trying to stop the user from closing the thing. I thought that might be cute, but then I thought about it and I feel like implying that someone might even want to get off the page is probably not the best idea. So I scrapped that, and also you really don't necessarily want any more work than necessary. So I just scrapped that. Different things on the names and stuff. I don't know what else is there. I think most of the stuff I end up just using. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for all the miscellaneous layers. So while I was doing the ideas stuff, I went ahead and scrolled through his entire Twitter because I wanted to know a little bit more about the background of the character. I didn't really find anything there, but what I did find was that he actually has a website. And I don't know if he necessarily wants me showing this. Actually, I don't think he will mind, because he has it in his Twitter anyways. But he has a portfolio, and you might notice the long loading screen. I noticed this. I immediately thought that, hey, it might be loading a little bit too long, I think, in terms of if you want people to get in here. And this is what it looks like. He actually has pretty cool stuff. You can tell that he has definitely tech experience in terms of doing programming and stuff. The background moves, right? Stuff like that. I don't know if actually that's just a GIF. That might just be a GIF. I don't have enough screen space here to dig through this, but you have these things that move around. This is pretty cool. You can close it too, right? And then you can like... It is a bit janky. In my experience, I think in the past, these things can be... Oh, it's actually kind of broken, actually. I can't drag anymore. I don't know if that's like a div in front that's blocking or something. Oh, it's because I opened the inspect menu. Something got bugged, I think. But these things can get really janky. And then you can have text and stuff inside. That's pretty cool. I can close these things, and then as you scroll down, the character actually moves a little bit. This is set up similarly to Live 2D. So, well, kind of, right? You have a bunch of PNGs. I'm not sure, like this one specifically might just be a GIF, I think. Oh, there's a div in front blocking it. I don't know which one exactly this is. Oh, I see drag and drop the JS. That's probably what they're using for the thing. They're using Ajax. But anyways, if you look at their works, so this is where I got some of the tabs. You also notice that the design of the website is very round. Once again, it's very round, and which is why I think I don't necessarily want to follow, but I do think the character is more rounded, right? Everything is round here, so it might be better to try to stay a little bit closer. And you can see that he actually did like other arts and stuff and older illustrations. These are like a couple years old, right? And then we have logo designs, as well as website designs. So, but it's how should I say this in a nice way? It's more of like the Japanese style, a little bit more rigid and a little bit more text-based, I feel like. If you look at the WWW awards, it's not gonna be this like text heavy, I think, for the most part, unless it's meant to be like a documentary kind of website explaining certain crises or something. Usually it doesn't get that heavy. He also did some like random ass posters. I'm not sure if these are legit because he puts his name in them, and because the difference in the name seems to suggest that he's just trying to come up with ideas, maybe prepare a portfolio, and then he's just using his own name as sort of a, you know, brand name. You know, it's different, right? Every time it's different. but it's still related to his name. I can only imagine it's just kind of a portfolio thing. So that's kind of this. I have his website in the chat if anybody wants to check it out. By the way, to go back, you click on the character. The character and everything moves. Actually, I believe there's a way to... There's a... Where is it? Is it works? Yeah, this is a killer, man. This amount of loading every time you get into a page. If this was like a business trying to sell things, it would be quite different. But if it's a portfolio, I think it might still make sense. Sorry, where is the thing? He has like a character where you can play dress up with. Yeah, let me find it real quick. I forgot where it is. I know he has it here. Hmm? What's your name? Oh, blah 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 blah. Alright, it should be back soon. Anyways, I'm still looking for it. Shit, where is it? Oh. Oh, like one of the pop. Let me check. I know it's on here. Oh, here. Oh, it's a special page. It's a special page. You're right, George. It's not linkable from the other side. It's a special page over here. So you can change the clothing, you can change the facial expression and stuff like that. And this kind of works how you might think it works. A bunch of PNG, transparent background PNGs. I'm actually wondering why it takes so long to load, because it does appear to just be PNGs, but maybe like the JavaScript use or something is not the most efficient. Man, I don't know how to use this thing that well. Oh, these are sets. So these are sets, these are clothing only. You can reset it and then change just the clothing. Change the hats. So right, there's clearly a lot of work put into this character, right? Which is especially more so that I don't want to like change anything beyond what I currently see at this point. This was made back in 2022. But anyways, if you guys want to check out, so I was what the stuck to my mouse. You see, this is kind of always kind of jank, I think, but it's probably more of the JavaScript library than anything else. So yeah, I was kind of surprised that he actually has a website. I should have seen this earlier, I think, personally, just because I've been around his Twitter a few times. But so we are kind of like duplicating a little bit, I think. I came up with this idea before I saw it, so I was a bit too committed at that point. But anyways, so that's a lot of talking for today, almost like an hour of talking. But I think the goal right now would just be to render the character, because all I need to do is render the character and then, you know, put in the design and put in all the elements, and then we're done. Because all these layouts and stuff, you know, a lot of these I can just make it bigger just because it's a vector layer. Like most of the text is like vector layer. A lot of the other stuff I have to replace anyways. And then it's just all these background shapes and stuff that I'll have to redraw, but those shouldn't take that long. So for the most part, this is it, right? This is it. There's only one thing I'm not sure now, which is still just the character's colors. Up until like I found that color reference here at the bottom. Up until I found this thing, I didn't really have a good set of green. I thought my green looked either too green or not green enough, or like too dark, or like something like that. And I found this one and it was really good. So I wanted to tune everything a little bit over there, but it's that's just one part of it. The other part would be the skin, as well as the especially the white, the shadows for the white. Like the hair has such a problem where it's white hair, and the only way to make it look interesting is to introduce shadows, but then to have really strong shadows, yeah, I'm still not 100% sure. I don't have any good idea of where I can bring it right now. Actually, I bookmarked some stuff today as I was browsing Twitter. So maybe I'll bring some of those in real quick just to see if anything could be useful for us. Right, like white hair, white rendering, like how do people do it and what kind of stuff can I try? Actually, is that it? I think that might be it. Oh yeah, that might be it. That might be it. Oops. I guess just browsing like stuff that I like today. Oh, this artist is actually really cool, actually. This artist is really cool. This is my daily, man. Look at this. They don't have a lot of followers, but their art is very, 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 very eye-catching. The link is in the chat as usual. The blue, hello Uni. The blue is very, very, very cool. It's so clean too. It looks so clean. Like it's just a big gradient, but like I guess having the highlight there is enough. Because if it was just a gradient, I think I would have found it too empty. But in this case, I just feel that it's clean. Yeah. Anyways, I suspect that we wouldn't even be able to finish the line art today, because if I want clean lines, I need to not only warm up, but to get in the right state of mind, I think, because I still have a tendency to get really stuck when I want to make clean lines. Anyways, this is just a kind of neither here nor there. I just kind of got reminded of this artist as I was going through my bookmarks here, which I actually just ended up closing. But anyways, I guess there was nothing else that was useful in there. And I will just continue and get warmed up and continue with the lining. And hopefully bring this to a finish. Man, the colors for the white shadows, I don't know if I want to bring it closer to blue. The original design was had a lot more blue, I think, in the shadows, but where is my white? Where's that layer? Oh, this is it. Yeah, it would stand out too much. It's the only part that's blue. I don't think I can justify that. Pure gray? Pure gray might also be... Pure gray feels a little warm, I think. Oh, is it just because I was looking at the blue version? I'm not sure, but... Maybe what I have here is the best already. Should I do reflected light? I don't think... Some of these details I think would be... Some of these areas might be too empty. But looking at this one in the ref board, it's not like empty is necessarily that empty. Ooh, but they have shapes in the socks for sure. We might have to do some tricks with textures, I think. But I guess no matter what, let me just get started here. I had to swap the brush out. Do I want this one? I think it's too spiky. Yeah, for sure. I've spent the weekend doing that, and I think that's the best one I've come up with so far. I didn't keep the other options because it just constantly push in the direction that I thought I should push it in. And this was the place where I ended up. And I don't know if it's necessarily the best. I don't know what kind of principles I can use in this case here. Yeah, I think I'll keep all the shadows gray. Because I didn't want any other color in here other than green and the maroon. The whole design was going to revolve around there. It's just being clean, right? Being really, really tidy and clean. The white helps with that, and then just having one main color and then one accent color. I feel like when it becomes blue, it becomes a bit distracting. Because the blue doesn't... It is nice that it's only on the character. But because it's not anywhere else, it also feels very out of place, I think. But it's not the end yet. I think the shadow's a little cooler in the white. I see. Let me try that. I can just up the blue a little bit. It's not the end yet because I'm going to be drawing it in my usual way, which is one layer, one color kind of way. So it's going to be easily adjustable later. I haven't really quite decided how I'm going to render it. I think my usual way might be a little bit too boring because I don't have enough shapes in here. Maybe I just leave it like this. I don't feel necessarily it's that bad. I'm just very used to seeing the other one at this point in time. So I'll see if I find it too blue later. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with the rendering. Yeah, it being white, right? Like it just... I cannot play with the lighting too much, I feel like. I can't make it... No. It's not that, it's because I want to keep it clean here, I think. In its original colors. Right? What's the difference? Anyways, I'll leave the thinking for color some other time. I need to figure out what brush I want to use here, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's why I hate white, I think. It's any time where I get more control, I just get a little bit lost. And nothing I do really looks that good. Because my brain is like, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Oh man, I'm not feeling the line still. I need to lock onto something here. That kind of lock is a problem. I still have to warm up first, but where is it? Yeah, it's probably because it's disconnected. But this is a different problem. Yeah, minimum changes perhaps. If I just keep things blocky, it will be a counter to the original natural sequence. It will be different. Hum. I suppose it is a good Okay, we'll work from bottom up then, I think, in that case. I'm not gonna... This is not the line. This is... I just want to test things out here. Yeah, not having it is always kind of weird, I think. Too consistent, I think. 7... This is 7. Too far. Okay, so it's still pretty smooth. I think that would be fun. Maybe it's a taper problem. Oh, right, because of... Yes. Yeah, I have. I haven't found anything that I like, I think. Primarily shadows are blue, right? But like I don't really like the blue in my other thingy. I don't want any blues here is the thing. And I think using green is just not a nice white. It makes the white less nice for me. That's why I had what I had before. That was the solution. That was the answer I came up with after everything I can find over the weekends. I'm mostly trying to figure out line width now, by the way. I don't know what is it that I want. I do kind of like what this AI thing did here. At the very least, the ties looks juicier than what I can draw, so... But then, Yeah, no line weight, probably a bad idea. But it probably cannot be that much either, I think. Not sure, though. It's not that... necessarily that serious, not that precise. Man, it's been a while since I did something clean. Yeah, the control is kind of still off, I think. There. Need to calibrate real quick. How thick is this compared to this? So it is thinner, right? So it is about this size here. But there's a bit more variation. Okay. Do 5 pixels and then... No, not you. Where's my pen? Oh, maybe I just bump it up to 6 then. I haven't started aligning because I'm not convinced. I don't really like the lines though. And I think doing like the usual might be too messy. It really doesn't necessarily have to work like that though. Like if I were to put like a magazine cover sort of design over this, it would have been fine too. But with a background, I feel like the balance works differently. Anyways, I'll be right back. the shape. Yeah, that is true. That is also... Actually, what is the old one that I did? I think this was just a G pen. Okay, this was just basic G pen, I think. Yum, yum, yum. Probably fine then, right? Yeah, because it has opacity still. Oh, it's just basically the texture, I think. Yeah, I'm getting pretty stuck because I can't find anything satisfying. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do whatever. And then if it sucks, at the end I'll redraw everything again. That would just help me move on for now. And there's a good chance that at the end I'll probably be fine with what I have. And if not, then I can keep iterating until I actually solve this problem once and for all. Because I've been here so many times now. Because the lines isn't the be-all and end-all, but it's just like the perfectionist part, I guess. Like, it just doesn't feel right to go forwards without having a good final image in mind. And even if I'm looking at other people's stuff, I can't seem to internalize something. Something is stuck somewhere. So if that's the case, I'm just gonna go. And there is figure it out from there, I think. Figure it out from there. I would have to tidy up some more shapes too. So actually, you know what? Let's just move on here. Let me get warmed up here. Almost 2 hours, 1.5 hours in. Leave the page. I need poses. I think I need to get poses here. Yes, thank you, Uni. I did see that that angle, right? The head angle one. Very cool. I don't think I can draw it either. I don't think I would have been able to draw without seeing some of the other answers, basically, in the threads and stuff. This was 16. 17. Mm-hmm. It's the ultimate reference board, basically. For that one angle, it is the ultimate reference board because you get to see so many different styles, so many different ways of doing it. Pretty insane. Oh yeah, I saw that too. People having fun. Oh, nice. Alright, I'm not gonna crowd out the head. Let me just get body here, please. Rescale, please. Did anyone try drawing that pose with the head? If you have the skills, you know, like memes like that come about once in a while and then you can just pop off. Do a cool tweet and then get a bunch of followers. Farm followers. My turn to draw it. I could try without any references right now. Because it's been a while since I last saw one. But oh my god, I'm struggling with the chest already. I think I don't have enough twists here. Let me just get this set up real quick. Yeah, but I'm shooting for what? No, it's actually fine. Goo enough. What was my brush say? What? I wasn't expecting that. Is this like hiding now? Slightly, I suppose. is huge. What's the Freerun face again? I think... let me see. So what? It's just facing up, right? So yeah, I thought about this problem. I think the issue is that you either draw faces based off of your shape simplification, right? Like if you have some kind of guidelines, whether if it's a box. Or... Let me see a box. How does the box work? Like this, and then your ear is here, and then your eyes are here or something. Or maybe you have like a circle, and then you sort of simplify it that way. If you have guidelines, and if you use guidelines and you're really good with guidelines, I think then the problem is a little bit easier to solve. Right, so if you use like shapes this way, but if you use the other way of shapes, which is where you just go by vibes with the anime faces and stuff, then I think the priority for drawing face is always you want to see the eyes, right? So this coupled with the fact that you don't have like the underlying structure and you want to see the eyes makes this pose so hard, because I think the eyes are not that visible, I think. I don't quite remember exactly how high the angle was, but my impression was that if I had gone with the usual way where I just draw eyes first, it would have just not worked, I think. Saito Naoki. I don't know, whenever like there's like tweets like that that's like going super viral, I don't find myself caring about it too much. I don't know if it's like, do you guys go through the replies and stuff and check it out or something? I kind of just see it like, oh, okay, and I'll just move on. And then if it comes out again, it comes out again. But otherwise, I feel like I miss a lot of content. Doesn't seem to get recommended to me that often. Like replies and stuff. Also, I don't know what Freerun's face look like. I don't know what proportions I should be doing here. I remember like distinctly that you probably need the shape here because of the angle, but other than that, like I don't know what else. Like I don't know what's going on here. Let me see. So it would be... You see, I'm not able to do the use the circle correctly. That means I'm probably just drawing off of stuff that I've seen before, you know. I'm still going by the second method, except that I have a little bit more expectation for what I'm expecting from the eyes. And I'm just aligning everything to the eyes, because I'm clearly not using the guides properly. Ah, yes. It's making waves. And the beauty of art, right? You don't even have to be very technically good. You can just make waves on the internet. Very cool stuff. All over my timeline. Oh. Huh, interesting. I don't think it's that prevalent on mine. I know I took like... There was a good part of time where I just like clicked on the menu and then clicked not interested in this tweet and this post isn't relevant for like a lot of these sort of memey and like really trendy stuff. Maybe that's why. Like I used to get a lot of stupid Japanese memes and stuff. It's just non-stop people showing like random pictures with like weird innuendos and then after I did that, I started getting more art. And less memes. So maybe that's why. Like that is kind of trendy kind of thing. Maybe it's grouped together in the algorithm or something. It's the top of the ears to the eyes, right? I'm actually not sure. I don't draw ears on the side. Oh my god, yeah, I just realized. I don't draw ears on the side. Where does the ears go? Where did the ears go? Broski. Unbelievable. I need references for Freerun herself though, but I'm pretty sure if I search Freerun, I'm just gonna get spoiled. I don't know what her hair looks like. Is it that low? Where's my perspective here? Maybe it's a bit higher? Wait, this feels really low. Wait, hang on. Maybe it should have been a bit further front. Saito Naki, how to draw the angle. Right. Wasn't that like a guy in our professor in real life who was drawing it on the whiteboard or something? Shit, what does the hairstyle look like? Okay, I need to try and not get spoiled. Let me see. Free. How do you spell free run? Oh, there's a either. There's a either. Reference. I need to realign my proportions a little bit, I think. Oh, she's got the thick eyebrows. I see. I didn't notice that. I never noticed that. Look at that. Oh my god. Okay, something isn't right now. It's slowly starting to disintegrate in my head. Okay, let me get this. So it depends on which way this is going, I think. Can I move this a bit more? I need more space here then. Oops. The nose lower, maybe? No, but I should be decently higher at this angle. Let's just do the default face. I think any change in expression is gonna make this a bit harder, I think. Let me just get the... Oh, lag. Why am I lagging? Center part. It's like doing an art exam or something. Like a pop quiz for art. Can you draw this pose? Is that what people do in art schools? It's just be like, hey, everybody draw this pose right now. If you can't draw, you go for your extra classes. Competitive art. Well, I guess art is competitive enough. Kind of competitive. This is above the mouth, though. Where it ends. But I guess there's a bit of a liberty taken. I'm just gonna match the thing on the other side. Something here doesn't feel right here. Maybe the cheeks were too much forward. It's like this here. Like this number here. Public University for Art. I see. What does that make that a sham? Is it just they're not serious enough? Teachers are just there to, you know, get by. Gallery work. Oh, what is that? Is it just like... Is that like a specific thing? Thing? Like, just... What might that be? Gallery work. I can't even imagine. Where's my neck, dude? Is it here? Like, this line comes down, the chin is like somewhere here or something. They wanted you to think about art. Oh. That's interesting. So a lot of writing and a lot of talking about art, I guess. Not actually a lot of actual drawing then. At least not a lot of focus on that. A banana pick to the wall, yeah, like that is Oh man, artists. Yeah. I thought about like how, because AI is making all the process of art like being technically strong a little bit less relevant now almost. Maybe the future art really is just about the process and the thought that goes behind it, like, you know, stuff like banana taped on the wall. Maybe that's what art is gonna devolve into. It's just who can talk about it in the most interesting way now. So it'll be somewhere there, I think. So probably not see it. Yeah, about the thought behind it. But like all good things, it has to be a balance of both, right? Like, I suppose. Where does this hair go? What does that hair do? Goes behind? I see. Yeah, that sucks. That actually sucks. I hope you at least made some friends. Like, were the people around you, like, at least like-minded? That would be the one saving grace, I suppose. Having some connections, perhaps. Like-minded individuals. Really? Okay. Oh. That's a Roblox. Oof. Right there. What is wrong with the nose, dude? Maybe it's too... It was like pointing upwards or something? Maybe it was a bit too pointy. Yeah, okay, I don't like this, but I don't know what's wrong now. I'm at my limits, I think. This might be my limit. I can compare my answers to the other people online. See how well I did. You placed in the XXX percentile. You need to work on your fundamentals. Ooh. Congrats. I'm gonna be animated for this, and they never drew, so they never got better. Yeah, like, partly is your own thing, right? But like, if the environment is set up like that, you know, it's so... It's kind of sad. Like, I almost feel like they're set up for failure. They're being... Yeah, like when you are just starting out, like how would you even know like that's not gonna lead you to where you want to be? So like realistically there's nothing much they could have done, I think. I mean, there's always something they could have done, I suppose, if they set up like, you know, if they monitor their own progress and be like, hey, this isn't what I want, or something like that. Maybe they could have spotted the thing earlier and then changed the direction or something like that, but sucks. Are the eyes even focused? I think this eye is a lot closer to the center than it should be. If I want her to look forwards, I think. That's a big ass nose, dude. Oh my god, art is so fun, guys. Holy shit. What a great way to spend 3 hours a day. Very cool. I went to stop betting for hot pillars to be involved. A lot of people decided to be out of the entering. Ooh. Stop vetting portfolios. That would be so enticing as a student. I can only imagine myself. Oh shit, I don't have to be judged to get in. Man, it's my kind of school. I was a trap all along. Man, that sucks. That is like so many years of their life wasted. Not to mention the damage done to, what would you call it? Not necessarily ego, but like self-confidence, right? They've just been doing the wrong thing the whole time, being told that they suck, thinking that they were doing the right thing, but they had no like talent or no way to improve or no way forwards. I think I'm making it worse. Eyes feel kind of far apart now, all of a sudden. Yeah, and that's it too. Or like once they graduate, what are they gonna do with they don't even have the skills that they will claim to have then in that case, right? Like unless what, like they're gonna go to an wait. So the lessons are just kind of thinking about art, explaining art, and like talking about it, I imagine. That's kind of crazy, man. Like what would you put on the resume after you graduate? Just the degree as, oh yeah, I guess you would just put the degree. Huh. It's like one of those traps or something. Like once you graduate, all they talk about the techniques for drawing and stuff, but not actually practicing. Oh, okay, I suppose. I see. It's like one of those situations where the only thing you can do after you graduate is to just teach more students. Wasn't it like archaeology or some like really oh no, it's not archaeology. Maybe archaeology too. I don't imagine there's that many dig sites that you can go to, but if that's not an exaggeration, that is crazy. Macaroni out of my god, university level making shit with macaroni. That is like, wait, at what point did you realize, uni, that that's all kind of BS? Sorry, I'm making this worse. 100% making this worse. I'm actually turning the head now. Wait, hang on, what am I doing? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna yoink. I'm gonna go back to when it was better. Yeah, I pushed the angle up here, but it doesn't quite work like that because the eyes curve around the face. So this made it look like it's flat here. I guess it is a little bit more flat though, but anyways, I think it's a little bit too straight. It should have been a little bit rounder. That being said though, I think this side should still be a little bit higher. Oh, I see. Okay, no, I can't touch that without making it weird for some reason. Alright, I think this is my final answer. I'm just gonna find that combined ref and then do a comparison. Real quick. Rerun meet angle. Where's the compilation here? I might have to just scroll the thing for a bit and find it. I see, I see. A degree, huh? Let me find this thing real quick. Wow, it's got 53 million views, dude. 53 million views. Oh my god. Big Black Banana Man. Okay. 52.9 million views. Oh, I put like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Holy shit. Pog, 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 pog. Oh, I clicked on it. Okay, hang on. I don't want to click on it because it opens Chrome by default. And my Chrome is basically a giant ass bomb. Okay. Good thing all the tabs didn't load in yet. Wow, this is so good. This is like an animator or something. The blue lines. Yeah, I'm doing badly, Circle. Welcome, by the way. Welcome, Circle. I'm trying. Oh my god. This actually is insane. This goes so hard. This should have like 1 million views at least. Man, her eyes look like she's so shocked. I think this one. I'm trying to find one that I really like. This one's in the compilation here. I'm trying to find the one I like the most. I think I caught a glimpse of some. Oh shit, this is really crazy. Oh, this is so good, dude. Insane, dude. Insane. This is pretty good too. Pretty good. Nice, dude. Very nice. I'm doom scrolling the free run angle. I am definitely not procrastinating. Actually, my save server is off, so I guess maybe it's a bit sus. But I did see one I really liked just now. Where'd it go? It's also really good. Is this here? Is this tiny? Is this image tiny? Oh no, it's fine. Okay. You tried it, doesn't end. No. You really? I think this is like if you're really good with using guidelines, this wouldn't be that hard. But I don't use guidelines. I go by vibes, and this is not something I vibe with. Wait, there was one that I really liked. Where'd it go? How's it gone? Like, I guess the search results are not deterministic. I guess that makes sense, but I didn't think it would change that quickly. It's only been like 2 minutes. What the hell? Let go. Okay, I guess I can't find it. It was literally on screen for like a split second just now. Oh, this one. I like this one. Wait, hang on. Sometimes not safe for work, so you guys would just have to check them out yourself. It says sometimes not safe for work. So I cannot scroll below this. I'll send it's linked there, so you guys can take a look. Look at their sometimes not safe for work stuff. I don't think I even have the right angle. It's like we're not even that close. I guess I should have pushed the mouth higher. Ooh man, pushing the mouth up, huh? That one's not good. This one here probably would just be like also not quite right, I think. Are they a furry artist? Actually, I didn't even check out their accounts myself. I guess I just closed it. Oh yeah, like I said, and I'll say forward right there. Immediately. Is that you, Mizukine? I see the hearts. I gotta make corrections here, so I can learn. Very low at camera angle. You mean like bottom up still? Oh, like the one like this one here. So not down then. Okay, hang on. On the right. Oh, like these ones here, maybe. It's not possible. I don't think I can draw this. Yeah. Oh, the nose is even higher. Of course, of course. You have to be like all the way up, yeah. So I can move the mouth higher up. And then the cheeks can then go accordingly and so on and so forth. Eh. Oh, right, and this space also kind of start to collapse, right? Because it's getting... It's like more like this now. The cheeks come into play now, almost. If not already. The eyes are not aligned, though, I don't think. Oh, shit. It got worse. Yeah, this would be even less. And then this would have to be... So the cheeks will start to go upwards, I think. This will get to push forwards a bit more. This maybe will go down this way a bit more. Oh, nice, Yugami. I mean, sometimes it's not necessarily about like art-related skills. It's just about getting into the mindset of working, I think. So I think as long as you're breaking the inertia that you're feeling, you know, I think that's good warm-up. To just be like, hey, I'm in work mode now. Let's focus on work. Let's get some shit done, you know. That's also pretty good. So yeah, this is what I did without reference on the angle. And then I tried to make it like this because I don't know what I'm doing. And then it got worse. So I kept this. And then this is a little bit more correction, I think. Pushing the nose up a bit more. And I think realigning the eyes a little bit more. The eyes proportions changed a little bit just because I got influenced by what I'm seeing. But is it better? It feels a little bit more interesting. Maybe? The mouth might have to curve a little bit because of the thing too. I know what, never mind. I'm not touching that. Let's not touch that. I guess the chin isn't coming out enough. Like the head isn't really going this way. I have to push the neck back, which is kind of weird. So what, like her body would be like, if I change the gravity on the hair, maybe it would be a bit better. It's almost as though like the body is going this way. What is she doing, dude? What the hell is this pose? Man, I still don't know what is happening here too. Shit. Anyways, I gotta focus on. Wait, why did I close the other thing? Did I close this? I guess I did. Anyways, I don't need it, but I was just worried for a second that I deleted it or something. It's just suddenly gone. Yeah, sure. If you want to share it in the server. I see. I don't know if I can critique this anyways, just because I don't fully get. In order to do it properly, I'll need to know the structure underneath. I can kind of see it, I think. It would have to be circle. Do this, and then have the nose come out, and then push. And then the target will be here. These lines will align to the chin. Kind of. Well, it doesn't have to. I guess it's just down. Whatever down is. Yeah, if you go by more of a structured way like this, perhaps it would be better, I think. I mean, like, this is after seeing the stuff that have been drawn already. I don't think I could have come up with this right off the bat. Indeed, yeah, this is not easy. The target will be here, right? So, pin the target here. And then I just need to get rid of the shapes that I don't like here. I don't know if it worked that well though. Given that we never used the structure here. It might not be compatible. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't know why though. You definitely need to understand like how it works, I think. Good attempt though, like Circle. If you break down yours and then you break down what other people have drawn, you will be able to acquire the forbidden knowledge pretty quickly, I think. Because once you have tried it once and then you've seen the other guys do it, as long as you can break it down into this kind of structure, it will help a lot for the next time. Like a whole lot for the next time. If I borrow the face from there. Why does this look so much like the Mushoku Tensei style? The way they draw the eyes and the nose, I feel like it's very similar. I think it's not compatible here. I don't know what the sequence is writing. Proceed. Yeah, she doesn't look good here. I don't know. Maybe this is too wide. The head is non-existent almost. The head should probably be bigger. Maybe if I can just make this bigger. It might be a little bit better already. Anyways, I'm gonna warm up my lines and then try and get some ideas for the thingy I gotta finish. Ooh. Just study and practice before making another illustration. Yeah. I get the feeling that after that 1 or 2 months, you probably want to extend that a little bit more. Anatomy always feels like it's just never ending. It's like the more you learn, the more you feel like you need to learn more. It's like never ending. I want to cancel out the other issues there. So ideally, we will work with this. Oh. Yeah, it will lack the original, so I don't know actually. Maybe this was better. I don't know if I should just go ham with the lines, even if I want something clean. Because then it would be more so-called my style than a mimic, than a copy of something else. Well, I mean, if I'm ready to redraw everything, then actually it doesn't matter, right? I can just do one thing, try it, if it doesn't work, try again. And keep trying until it works. possible. It doesn't really look like it. Yeah, no cancer. Target. Here. Let's do it in steps. 1, 2. Oh, it is within. Ah, okay, it's a shoulder width problem. I see. We just do it with our own stuff. That's fine. Oh yeah, did we get an email reply? Let me check. It's been a while since I checked my mail. Nope. Nothing new just yet. Guess the waiting game continues. Wait, what am I looking at? Which one? No, it's not even that one yet. I think it's just this one. Oh, it's probably too long actually. Go ahead. Yeah, no free rent down in Vancouver, man. The rent is so expensive here. Definitely not free, man. Yeah, this line art is not very relevant, shall I say. It's fine if you just want a nice sketch and whatnot. It's not relevant for what I'm doing. I guess it could be though. It's not necessarily I mean, I made it rougher than it could be for sure. If I took a bit more time and cleaned it up, it would have been fine. This is what? Oh, not even width, right? Wait, hang on. Oh, okay. Not even width, but it's pretty much the same because of the line weight that I'm applying here. Aha, uni. Yes. Everyone's out to get Duvet's job. I can only take a quick glance here because I haven't gotten anything done today. We've just been mostly talking about stuff today. Oh, Duvet did it already, by the way. Duvet did his daily like the minute after I start my stream. I mean, you could argue that, you know, he's not here, like no one else was here, so like did he really do it? It's like, hey, do things exist if I don't see it kind of situation. He did it kind of early, so like people didn't get to see it. So in some sense, the true daily is here. Duvet, are you here, Duvet? It's a very Chinese style. It feels like Redem. The vibe feels like Redem. He's in the ranking? He's still top 3? Oh no, because of order of priority, I guess. Like, how does the EXP work? Actually, I don't know how that works. But thank you, Uni, for sharing. Yeah, I know, right? Like at the end of the day, just clean up, clean up, clean up. Yeah, might be a little bit arbitrary, I'm not sure. Probably like a who came first thing too as well, somewhere in there. I think I'm just gonna go for one set of lines and then we'll see how it turns out. I'm keeping everything separated on different layers anyways, so even if I have to redraw the line and reshape all the shapes again, I'll be keeping most of it intact, so it's not the worst. It also depends on how far I push the rendering too. Where is the GG one? Where'd it go? Yeah, like the GG one would be fine. Like something like this would be fine. Alright, I'm just gonna do the... Oh, actually I might have to clean this up one more time first. Because I tried lining before and I actually didn't really know what I was looking at. So I might have to clean it up one more time first. Just gonna do a quick clean up. What is this? Is this the... Oh, right. It's for the layout later. Okay, I need to know what the layout is. But actually, I'm just gonna bring the newer one over. I'm gonna bring this over. I don't need this one then. Oh my god, the lag. Is it done? Okay, loaded. Okay, one more set of lines here. This one I need to go ham because otherwise it's gonna be too stiff, the lines. But I cannot go that ham either. Okay, never mind. Just do whatever that works. Okay, what should I start with though? I need something easier though. Okay, let's just get the face set in first. Would this be the final? It wouldn't be the final, right? We still have opportunity to change stuff, so it's fine. Yeah, let's just go without any referencing here and see what happens. Whatever happens, happens here. I do want to at least deal with this a little bit better. Neutral? Do neutral for now. Still aligned. That's fine. We drop back down. Oh, actually. Okay, let's just not do it then. That's fine. So this is possibly, yeah, okay, that's fine. The rest is going to be 3. So let's start here. Oh, hello, Curio. Oh my god. Nah, nothing. I don't think you missed anything. Like, our streams are very boring for the most part. Nothing really happens. Forest was mapped correctly, right? I think I did the mapping already. So it is what it is then. Yeah, I've mentioned before as well, I'm not like a stream enjoyer. I don't know what people watch streams for. I like highlights, I like Kirinuki, I like clips and stuff, but that's about it. You know, like streams are just too boring. How wide is this thing? This is lifted up, right? But wouldn't that mean that this is also gonna be sagged backwards? Okay, hang on. I don't think I did the perspective right, but I also don't think it matters that much. Yeah, it looks very odd. Actually, it does look very odd. Hang on. So we are facing up. So this push is going to be this. Get rid of that first. Right, especially with this turn too. So actually these guys should be this way a bit. Right, because then this would disappear, I think, almost entirely. So follow the neck. Right, it would be the extreme version of this. So really the shapes... Oh, wait, sorry, I'm looking at the neck. There it is. だったら、こっちじゃないの? You have to point away, right, from us? The mapping would be this way. Yeah, but if the neck is so... Her chin is basically hitting that front of the... Whatever this is, the color. And possibly pushing it forward, so maybe even like seams over here. Yeah, but it would be too complicated, I think. Yeah, actually, you know what? Like this part here. What was the original? I guess it is a bit more this way. The belly button's not as much as I thought, though. Yeah, this needs to be realigned a bit, maybe. Right, it spawns. Okay, so this collapses. Spawns outwards. I need to keep it contained, otherwise it's a bit too much. Yeah, the original is really high. It doesn't even see the mouth almost like at this angle. So for us, it would have been like all the way up here almost. But I can't have that, so I'm gonna have to bend it a little bit, shorten it here. Oh, the sleeves are big, so actually it goes all the way down here almost. Okay, let's get the thing in. So one check. Flip. Oh, this overhangs. That's fine. So we're doing this number here. Yeah, this would have been a bit up, I think. If the breasts are where they are, this would have to go up a bit. So center point needs to shift a little bit.結局戻る. Right, okay, I see what you're saying. Make it more interesting, I think. Still. Sizing I have to really check. In due time, Igami, as long as you keep going. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, they probably come a lot quicker than some of the other things, honestly. To be struggling with colors again. Whatever thing that we choose to do next. Sorry, what does the zipper look like? Where is the limits of the metal bits? Because the zip itself rides on the outer side of the zip, right? So it must be in the middle then, right? It must be contained within this zipping moving part. So it would just be like this inside. Shit. Come on. Anyways, something like that. Oh, hello, Devay. Welcome back, Devay. Would it be more interesting if I make each side dip in, like come out like that? More curve for the boobas? The original, obviously, I think is made like a more squarish thing because it's a bit easier probably to model it. I also don't know if it's too much. Yeah, do I want to keep it square? The kind of rounded corners, rectangular kind of vibe is kind of the design language of this character though, something like this. You just round the corners or something. I should have just drawn a rectangle and then rounded the corners. Definitely too tight here. If I do it like this, be more interesting, I suppose. It's all good, it's all good. Everyone can do dailies. I say that, but I cannot accommodate for everyone. Interesting. Yeehaw. It feels very odd to me, like, I think this shape. I don't like how it looks. You have an opportunity to make it softer, but then I still have it like kind of rigid and squarish. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Maybe I could just YOLO this and show more booba, you know? Why not show more booba, right? Like, if you have a chance to and you don't do it, like, hello? Yeah, and also having a little bit of asymmetry, like more space here and less here, kind of feels like you're moving and then jumping, and then the momentum of the clothing is still going forwards or something. What if I do this then? Is that my disclaimer? It's like a disclaimer. This artist draws more, doesn't draw this book usually. Come on. Sounds good, Circle. Yeah, my lines are kind of thick. I think later on when I start lining, it's gonna look quite different again. Maybe I should just do thick lines. So much easier to do. Shit, is this outer line or no? What am I doing? A little bit exaggerated. I feel like still not quite right. Do AB then. Okay, restart. Let's do it again. I think all the other parts are mostly sorted out. It's just this part here. Oh yeah, and the hair. Oh man, the hair. Actually, you know what? Let me... I don't think I need to clear this part. This part should be pretty clear. So it would be this, right? But we don't do that. Physics wise, right? I don't think we have to go be that serious in this one. You want to counter the first? Okay. Slow down there. And then we just paint in, I guess, the edge here. Right, it will appear and then. Oh, and then disappear. Very well. It is pretty thin. Okay. Run. Yeah. You can simply show a straight line near the cross rail lines. You mean like here? Like a straight line here? Ah, okay, okay, yeah, it looks good. If this is what you mean. Like just somewhere here, right? Like, you can probably find Predator. I've seen like a couple of good rendering on Pinterest before. It's white though, right? Yeah. The shadows, color. I don't know if this is gonna go that high. It feels like it's kind of high, but the other one's kind of high. The other one looks fine. There might be better references out there to finish this off with. Yeah, no. I think it would be here. Right, I never did tackle the shoelace. It's on the inside though. Okay. This is kind of fine, but we might want to push it out a bit. I'm back seeing like, not that serious. It's probably, yeah, from the outside. Let's go. Might got it. Yeah, I have something else to use though. It's not very easy. Minimum clear. I missed. Oh shit, reset. Oh shit. It's probably easier if I go in game and see it for myself. I want to see the details on the shoes because the more shapes and details, the better. Since I don't have anything that I can, I don't want to put in too much on the shadows, I think. I never thought about it, but having like a foot that's just completely on the side like this actually is a good way to show off design for the character. Like one on the side and one on the top almost, and it's not intended. Although actually I think this angle is kind of wrong. I don't feel like it's that head on. Maybe a little bit less. Where's my... Okay, these things need to go together. What the hell? Almost front, but we don't care about that here. It's fine. Sizing, the back is way bigger. Okay, it's fine. Oh, it's entirely outside. Okay, right. Sona Hokawa. I can make this a bit straighter. Alright, shoelaces. Right. Oh, this thing kind of bumps up. What is that? it makes things kind of messy. But that's a good way to do this, deal with this later, I think. How big is it, right? Like, I guess the side view will give me a clue. Yeah, they kind of combine. Oh, but the original was kind of around. Yeah, everything just exceeds the original by a little bit, I see. Right, because the actuation happens at the bottom. I think this is fine. Okay, so this will make it pretty big then. Right, but relative to this. This drawing is for this avatar that's going to be released. Yes. He's making his own OC into Avatar. I think it's taken like at least a year, if not a year and a half. I'm not sure when he started. It's gonna, I believe, release it for free, so people can use it and modify it, whatever. Yeah, if I didn't misunderstand him, but I do believe this is gonna be for free. I think Avatars usually sells for 6,000 yen, which is like what, 50 something bucks, 40 something bucks maybe. And then it is his first Avatar, but if he's taken that long and given his personality, he's probably made it pretty good, I think. If you're satisfied with it enough to release it, it must be decent quality at least. Originally, this was meant to be just like a really, like more of like a lighthearted request. Like, if you don't mind, like, would you mind drawing this? Actually, he didn't even ask. I was just like, I need stuff for practice anyways. And then at some point in time, it sort of got a little bit out of hand. And then I'm like, hey, why don't I make something a little bit cooler than just a sketch? Because the sketch would have been done 2 weeks ago, I think. Oh my god, dude. I feature crept it all the way up to like a magazine cover at this point. But it is an interesting experience though. I'm also kind of excited for like the Secret Santa. I've been trying out different comps and stuff, but I haven't found anything super satisfying. I think with regards to Secret Santa, there's a few people who have like clarifications and stuff that they want to clarify with the person who requested it. Some of those requests are still pending. I'm still waiting for replies from the requester. Oh man, this shoe might be easier to find a boot with the same angle push it in and then I draw over that because I need to. I don't think the original construction was correct. Some of these spacers are too big. But then the foot, is the foot the correct size? It feels like it's a lot smaller than this. Maybe I just made the shoes too big in the front. Oh man. Still a lot of work left, man. Oh. Owner of the server. Your moment of fame. If you make it super duper good, it's your moment of fame. It just takes one, right? It just takes one good opportunity and one really good drawing, and then you're bam, right at the top. I somehow pulled a muscle on my chest by positioning myself weird on the bed and trying to stretch, and then I pulled the muscle. Oh, now it hurts when I try to raise my right hand. Actually, it's gotten worse since yesterday. Hopefully it goes away tomorrow. Always finding new ways to hurt myself. This is amazing. Yeah, I don't know what muscle. This is like one of those muscles around the rib. Like, you know, your rib cage, like, you know how you eat like beef ribs and stuff, like that's like a layer of muscle and membrane around each bone. It's like one of those, I think. How many, what rib is this? 1, 2. It's like the third or fourth rib from the top. From like the clavicle. I don't actually know. Is that shit? I'm supposed to know this, but anyways. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I've been feeling pretty burnt out at work, I think. I don't know where they came from. Anyways, ow, 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 ow. Ooh, this other shoe, man. This other shoe. Yes, let me try and reframe it. I need first tier and second tier, right? What about the cut there? What is that cut there? Why didn't I see it? No, I did see it. Sorry, I did see it. But at this angle, it wouldn't really matter. Okay, let me get the white stuff. Would it just be confused? It wouldn't collapse that much. Wait, with the foot position, wouldn't the hair actually hit that? I guess I'm saying the hair is even further back. I guess that's what I'm saying right now. If I'm showing this much this way, then maybe I'll push this over a bit more. Are you okay, Igami? You sound pretty, I don't know, like maybe drained and burned out, maybe a little. Because I feel like recently you've been not quite feeling like in the mood for art or stuff like that, you know. Maybe you're pretty tired recently. I see, I see. That's great then, that's great. I'm projecting, I'm projecting. I've been pretty burnt out at work. That's why I just kind of, interesting. Maybe. Oh my god, the shoes, bro. Can I just have one feet that's just like naked feet? Just feet. And draw one less shoe. Oh, okay. It wouldn't even cut in that much, right? How much would it be? Oh, like you've been trying to live stream too, right? Like on stream? Oh, you just do what you usually do. I sorry, that's not very helpful, but like I'm just like for me it's just a working environment, so I just come on and work. And yeah, like you just kind of draw, I suppose. Like okay, how about this? Like like, why do you feel like you're not sure though? Like, because if you're streaming for art, wouldn't you just be drawing? I think I'm not fully understanding the entire picture, getting the entire picture just yet. Do you feel like it's because I know what to draw? Oh, right. If you're talking about that, if you remember like way back, right? We started off. I started out kind of clueless too, right? Remember like the first two streams, right? The first stream was the first stream was what? Was like the clothing thing. That one was a test. So I can walk you through the mentality of what happened in the beginning, because I think in general I just like to plan for things to. Yeah, I need to plan now. I need to figure out what is going to happen before I do anything. So the first few streams, I had an issue where I don't know how much I can do on each stream. So I just wanted to do a test. So if you remember, the very first one was I'm trying to scroll down the stupid ass list here. So the first one was a test in terms of what I can accomplish in 3 hours. Specifically in the 3 hours, what can I do? And then it went a bit overboard, so I know, hey, where my limit are for 3 hours. And then the next one is, hey, how would it feel like to do something really long, right? Really complicated, but just stretch it across multiple streams and see what that feels like. And then from then on, the what do you call it? The work, what's that called? The roadmap. Yeah, the roadmap kicked in, if you remember. And the roadmap was developed over the years of experience of failing, right? I took all the experience that I've had so far. What is the most difficult thing, the most annoying thing I felt during drawing, and then I put it into the roadmap. And then from then on, I can sort of just, because I have the previous experiences with how much I can do in roughly 3 hours and how it felt to be a lot longer, I can then take the roadmap and then take this experience of the how much time, you know, that feeling of how much I can get done, and then figure out, hey, for this stream, I think realistically, I'm definitely going to work on anatomy, right? That's number one. That's my goal. And then the second thing would be, hey, realistically, I can maybe get a few sketches done. So let me try and get a few sketches done. If I have time, I can find more sketches. If I don't have time, then that's it. Like for me, art is more of work, right? I think you guys probably get that by now because I keep saying that. But so especially once I have a stream to think about, it no longer it comes down to being like that inspired anymore. It's just about, hey, I have this gap in my knowledge, let me fill this gap, like today. Do what I can to try and fill that gap. And then later on, if you remember, like I started getting burnt out. So I don't know when it was exactly, but yeah, somewhere here I already started getting burnt out. So 50 something streams in, I started getting burnt out. That's why they started to have like some more completed pieces, right? Like this one with the Shipogaki, and then after that with Sonnet's piece, right? This is the part where I started to go off rails, and then my own piece, and then at some point I started doing the animation, if you remember, that is still sitting on my computer. And then I tried to go back, and yeah, this is the part where I got really burnt out, and I tried to do something different. Then I came back to doing studies. More studies, and at this point I'm like, yeah, I don't know if it's really helpful. Everything is partially blocked. What the hell did I do here? And then we went on to, yeah, trying to figure out shapes. So I've really been trying to figure out shapes like over 100 streams ago, apparently. And I got burnt out again. So this part I got burnt out again. And I did study here, I got burnt out again. And then, wait, hang on. I think at some point I just kind of forgot about the roadmap. Yeah, okay. It was the live 2D that really, that was the final straw that broke the camel's back, I'm pretty sure. Live 2D came in, we did 2 months of live 2D where I tried to figure out live 2D, where I tried to do live 2D in the background while I'm still trying to do studies in the front. So everything here is kind of a mess. Like new plan, quote unquote new plan. The development of that sketching style, wow, that's 50 streams ago, 70 streams ago. This was huge, right? This was huge because this made it so that I can sketch a little bit more comfortably. So from this point on, it's no longer following the roadmap. I know I still use it for my thumbnail, but we've been off script for a really long time. And then at this point, I think we are delving more into just I know I need to work on colors. I need to work on shapes. But it seems like trying to focus on anything too technical like this really breaks my brain. Like I just get so locked up in it being work that art is not fun and I cannot draw anymore. So at some point I've decided that, hey, this is the more recent one, right? Just turn off brain and just paint. Put colors on the board, right? Oh, go to Pinterest, right? So now the plan is simple, right? Now the plan is go to Pinterest, go to like I don't know, like anime-ish. Let's do anime like background or something. Do we have anything? Just walk around Pinterest, right? Just keep walking around Pinterest, and then until I find something really aesthetic. And now I'm looking at this, I'm starting to realize I think it's more of these kind of really moody stuff, right? Where the colors are very towards one side, and then at some point, I will be inspired. And then the moment I get inspired, I hold on to the inspiration. I take the original thing, and then we'll push something, for example, like this out. And I think going forward, that would be the plan, right? As I try to decouple myself from being entirely reliant on references. If you recall, a lot of the sketches that we've done in the past was strictly photo studies. Actually, even up to this one, it's all photo studies, right? We're entirely reliant on photos. So the current plan is, at least after I'm done with this thing here, would be to go back to being free and just painting, whatever. Don't care about technicals, don't care about it too much. Just be like, hey, what do I not like about the current state, and just do it. And this will be the one that we'll do after I sort this thing out. Right, I'm gonna paint this. And then this will be the way forwards, I guess, for me at least. So I don't know if it'll be yeah, helpful for you. If you have specific gaps, I would recommend filling those up first. And then once you get burnt out, you can try to be a little bit more free with what you do. 3 days a week. 3 hours a day for the weekday. It is gonna be pretty tough. It depends on, like, because streaming is not quite like just going to school or like going to work. Even though both sound, you have obligations, right? In both of those, you have responsibilities. But stream is different because you really have to sit down and focus for 3 hours. And once I started doing it, I really started to realize that, hey, up till this point in my life, I have never really focused for 3 hours in a row before. I feel like I've constantly just been very distracted. Even at work, every 15 minutes, I'll take my phone, I'll scroll through Twitter, and then I'll try to refocus and then go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And yeah, it is kind of rough. Up to at least nowadays, streams have started becoming more fun, right? Like, especially if I start to not get so critical of myself, or I learn to be less critical, and I can come here and I can talk about like stupid ideas, and you guys would listen and you guys would give feedback. Thank you guys, by the way. But so streams have started to become more relaxing. You have to balance. I think at the end of the day, if you have a gap, try to figure it out. But if you're really tired, honestly, just being here 3 hours a day and putting in 3 hours of work a day is good enough. In the beginning, it really is good enough. Just be here, be there, right? And be present and just try to do as much as you can, right? If you really feel tired, if you really feel like it's going to burn you out, if you start to dread tomorrow, I would suggest just taking it easy. This really is a marathon. This really is a marathon. You have to get used to this. Just to be clear, right? I didn't necessarily start out just being on YouTube. I didn't start out with this so-called style development series. If you go to my playlist, you will see that I have this thing called, well, it's in Japanese, but it's a journey to 1,000 hours is what I call it. But basically in here, I tried to stream. I was streaming on Twitch before, right? I was streaming on Twitch before, and these are time-lapse videos, like 4 to 6 minute time-lapse videos, about like 20, 30, I don't remember how many times, but these are all like 4 or 5 hours long as well. And I was doing this daily back then. So I had a good idea of what the load was like before I jumped into this. So in the beginning, if you can, if you don't know what the load is like, I imagine it would be really good to just be present for 3 hours. If you don't get anything done, don't be too harsh on yourself, because eventually it will pick up. You will get used to the cycle. Because 3 hours a day, like outside of your school, outside of your work, if you're still going to school, assignments, like work has the benefit of just being that many hours and that's it. People generally don't bother you unless you're like a really black company. But school, you go there for that many hours. After that, you have assignments, you have homeworks, you have labs, you have stuff that you have to get done. It might actually be a lot worse, right? The stakes are not necessarily as high, but it is also a bit worse. Why does this have 700 views here? Episode 1. Oh, because I uploaded back then with announcements. After that, I started doing no notifications, right? But yeah, anyway, sorry for the long rant. But as for Circle, I won't debut as a VTuber myself. It's not my kind of thing, I think. But I would like to make my character into a VTuber one day. I do have it as a work in progress. I did spend like a good month on it, which is why my health started going down, because I was working my full-time job. Then I started doing my 3-hour streams, but because I wanted to keep the live 2D a surprise, I started spending even more time outside of that. And that was killing me. That was absolutely crashing my health. At some point, I started getting really bad stomach issues, and that was why I called it. One of the streams in the past, I think, I named the title appropriately, where I made the call to just stop it, just because it wasn't a good idea anymore. Like somewhere here, I think. Like my brain started breaking down. And then at some point I just called it. I don't know where it is. It's like, yeah, temporary stopping live 2D over here. August 26th. And then my health started going down a little bit here. And as I go into September and so on and so forth, October is where I started getting like 2 entire weeks of being sick, right? Like this part here, I just started being sick. And only recently I've started recovering. So it's been like a 3 months period of like just like crashing, and now I'm starting to recover a little bit. So man, I've been talking to my friends like this year. I've made a lot of progress, right? For sure, I can see it myself. But above that, like I've made a lot more progress just as a person. I'm starting to realize more about myself and my mistakes, in not just technical mistakes for art, but like thinking about art, about the way that I approach art. Everything is really bad, I think, but now I'm starting to understand why, and then I can manage it a bit better. And also just like where my physical limits are. Now I know, like, if I'm starting to feel a certain way physically, I'm gonna be sick in about 1 week if I don't do anything about it, so I can stop it in time. So it's very interesting. Like Igami, if you can keep up, like I highly recommend, like you guys, if you guys can keep up, like for example, put in the hours and just be really present and just talk to yourself about how you feel, right? It may seem a little bit embarrassing in the beginning, right? Like, who cares about how you feel? Honestly, it's still the same thing right now. But you're not saying it for other people, you're saying it for yourself. You're trying to be present in the moment so that if you're making mistakes for art, you're super aware. If you're making mistakes in approach, you're super aware. If you try something for a while and it doesn't work, you're also super aware that, hey, you know, I remember talking about this a while ago and I wanted to do this and I tried it. It didn't work then, and I tried it again now, it still didn't work now. So what can I change? Like, and then things build up a lot more than you expected to. So it is a crazy good journey. It's very good. Like, the AI bros will never get it, but like, art is so much more than just being technically good, right? Like, you are really discovering who you are in a sense. Like, why are you spending so much time going through this suffering? You figure out that, hey, I'm motivated by certain things, or like, hey, this is what I really want to see. And I mean, I'm honestly still looking for the answer, I suppose. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Ah, okay. That is good, Igami. That is good. I think it would do just fine then. I think it would do just fine. Man, I'm starting to yap again. Recently, I find myself yapping to my friends a lot because there's so much that I've learned that I wanted to share with my friends. And I've been yapping to Lego Mia. That's why he started streaming. I'm like, just do it, man. Like, it doesn't really matter if you feel like you have nothing interesting to say. That's not the point. You're not there to entertain people. You're there to just be present and just work. And people will come and find you, right? People who are interested in you. And if people are not interested in you, it's fine, right? Because your motivations, again, is not to get the viewers. It's to be there for yourself and be better technically and maybe just mentally and everything. And then at some point you will have your mini community, right? You might have your own events, you might have your own sort of inside jokes, stuff like that, you know. It's fine. You don't have to take it that serious. It's not that serious, right? For us, it's more of just a fun thing. It's not like we're trying to make money off of this. It is a journey. Honestly, yeah, like, honestly, why not, right? If you think about it, it's not like it depends on your how self-conscious you are. I was really self-conscious 5 years ago, and then VR chat happened, and then I started getting more comfortable with being myself. I tried to audition for Niji Sanji, and then if you guys don't know, you need to make a 5-minute videos, right? And that was the first video I ever made, right? Imagine that. How cringe was it? Like, oh my god, dude, I will never show you guys that fucking video, man. It's on my other channel, like the one that I've had as a kid, my account that I've had as a kid. My god, it was cringe as heck, dude. Oh my god, I can't believe I recorded it. Like, I remember recording 20 different videos and then edited it together, and it was, oh my god, okay, let's not talk about it. But just try it, you know. Streaming, what's the difference, you know, from just working? At least you maybe can have someone to talk to. I would be sad to see you guys go, right? For sure. If you guys don't have time to be here anymore, but that's completely fine. Like, you guys need to just do the best for yourself, and that's the best thing, I think. Yeah, just being just stream, guys. I'm trying to convince everyone around me to just do something different about their life and not just follow the formula of going through and finding work and everything. I'm just like, just stream, dude. Imagine like 10 years down the line, you keep it up for 10 years. Maybe you're not the biggest YouTuber, but like, you'll be somewhere, right? You'll be somewhere. You have so much new experiences, so many new friends and community and whatnot. And in 10 years, we can come back and share our experiences. How fun is that, dude? There's no way that we will regret making this decision now, man. Like, there's no way. As long as you don't make yourself burn out and like burn real life bridges, you know, to get this to work, right? If it's not that serious, it's great fun. It's just oh my, dude. Come on. We can make Miji Sanji a real thing, guys. Come on. My Discord server that I created 4 or 5 years ago for my VR chat friends is called Miji Sanji, right? Instead of the N, we use a M because of my name. So we can have a real Miji Sanji community where everyone's an art streamer. Come on, let's go, dude. Yeah. Yeah, 3-4-3-4. Come on, we're definitely not gonna get sued for that one. Miji Sanji. We have our Miji Sanji idol. You guys might get to meet her sometime. I'm not sure if she will ever appear on stream, but she also streams some other stuff rarely. I have never actually gotten to see her streams, by the way. But knowing her, it's probably really good. And she's got some really crazy reactions. Oh, you guys might have heard her stream before. If you guys go back to some of the old repo streams that I did, like some of those ad hoc repo stuff, you guys might have heard her stream before. Very good content. Very good content. But anyways, that was a bit of a very long sidetrack. But oh, she has very good voice. That's why she is the Kanban Musume, basically, right? She's the representative of Miji Sanji. No, I don't know her channel either. I don't think she streams that often either. It's more of just an ad hoc thing as well for her. But I'm very convinced that if she auditions, she has a very good chance. Like, her voice is really good. Good voice, you know, able to sing. Good reactions, right? Knows all the what the youngsters say, you know, the latest memes and stuff. You know what? I don't see any reason why she would not succeed at this point. But it's up to her, you know. If she doesn't want to be a content creator, that's completely fine. It is, especially for girls, I think it becomes very scary sometimes, you know. Nah. I don't think she would join Hololive. If anything, she would probably want to go Niji Sanji because she has I wouldn't say who her Oshi is or anything. I think she might be too embarrassed to share that. But her Oshi is Niji Sanji. I think she would probably want to join Niji Sanji instead. Yeah, come on, guys. Seize the opportunity. Oh, what's the word? Seize the moment of the day? Oh man, I thought that was a phrase somewhere, but like, yeah, no harm, no foul. Just give it a try. You know, OBS is free. Everything is free. If nothing else, it's just really good for keeping you focused, I think. Like nowadays, like I used to, I was previously like going into VR chat and stuff. I'm starting to find that that's kind of distracting. Like if I'm working, I really don't want to be around anyone. Like I just have to be by myself because otherwise I get super distracted. So now I'm actually, I close my Chrome, I close everything except for Firefox and OBS, and then I just draw. So there's no distractions or anything at all now. Not that previously I was really looking at Chrome anyways. I don't really have the time to. But if I wasn't streaming, I would probably be watching YouTube's every 15 minutes or some shit. Oh, thank you, Circle. I'm not sure what I'm doing right, if I'm being honest. But, oh yeah. The other thing is, like, if you're approaching streaming as, like, I want to entertain people and I want to be someone I'm not, that is going to be very stressful, I think. The one thing I really decided when I first started is to just do whatever. Like, I need to be in my base mode. And I need to be able to just speak freely, I think. Like, even if there's embarrassing stuff, like telling you guys that I cried every 2 weeks, I think like 2 years ago or something. It doesn't matter. Like, I just have to not be anyone else. Or else, like, it's just too hard, man. Like, keeping it up. Man, I don't know how people do it, like, for, like, those, like, I mean, if you look at some of the VTubers, too, right? Like, their debut stream and where they are right now, like, they're quite different. I can only imagine how hard it must have been to just keep it up all that time. Through the audition as well, through the interviews as well. You have to, oh my god. Yeah, even the Niji Sanji audition too. Like, I did it knowing that I'm gonna fail. but I also did it knowing that I probably gained something out of it. And I guess it's just knowing that this is really not the path for me. It's kind of like in the past, I thought I wanted to do environment concept design, concept art. And then I did like a short three months lesson in like a design school or something. And I realized that that was really not my thing. 50 iterations of the same armor, or 50 iterations of the same cars or something. That's crazy, man. I'm not doing that. And then entertaining people, I also start to realize I can't do that. I'm not interesting enough. I don't know any celebrities. I don't know any sort of ongoing trends. I don't follow any big news or anything. I kind of live in my own bubble of the arts that I like and my own characters and stuff. So that also doesn't really work out. So I guess I just have to be whatever this is. Am I gonna audition for Nijisanji or Hololive? I don't think I ever will. Maybe like, okay, definitely not Hololive. Like, I'm not an idol. I think everyone needs to be able to sing. So definitely not Hololive. Nijisanji will be nice, right? Because I do like Nijisanji streamers more. I watch them a lot more too. Like way more. And they're just a lot more free, you know. Like some of the original Nijisanji streamers are absolutely insane, dude. A dude who only streams 3 times a day, 3 times a year, and a girl who literally went and took a diarrhea, like took a crap in the toilet. I don't know if you guys have seen this. She actually, like, yeah, this is not very nice to say, but like, you know, she actually took a crap, and then the sounds got onto the airwaves, shall I say. There's some really crazy individuals in there. So if I'm gonna be somewhere, it's gonna be the place that physically embodies TF2's chaotic nature. It was explosive, Igami. Yeah, the guy who streams 3 times a year, he's in a very interesting spot because even though he streams 3 times a year, he is pretty famous. And he often gets invited sometimes. Like sometimes people would just call, you know, like those gyaku totsu. Like there's the totsumachi, right, where they wait for people to come into their call. But then there's also the gyaku totsu, which is the reverse version of that, where they call people randomly. And some of those people, they took permission, they got permission beforehand that, hey, can I call you between this time and this time? So it is kind of surprised like a call, but they're also kind of aware that it's gonna be a call, because otherwise you might leak personal information and shit, right? But yeah, this guy also sometimes gets caught up and joins a couple collaborations here and there. Actually, I don't really know why he's that popular. I'm not sure what he's known for. I know him for being the guy who only streams 3 times a year. But yeah. Sorry, why are we talking about this? I kind of forgot. But this shoe is kind of mid. I don't know what the perspective is. I feel like this part is like too straight or something. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more curvy. Yeah, maybe a bit more curvy. But yeah, guys, let me know if you guys are streaming or something. I can put your channels up here somewhere on the screen. Every day we can recommend a different one of you guys, I suppose. Just like what Lego Mia had for a bit. You know, break the mold and then try some new stuff. Pretty good, pretty good. You know, if it's not for you, then it's not for you, right? But at least you tried. I think that's the main thing. I don't know if I mentioned this on stream, but like I always try to get people to do things partly because I felt like I should have started earlier, but also partly because I have friends who are no longer in a position that can. So every time I see someone who has an opportunity and maybe show some interest, I wanna be like, hey, just give it a try, give it a try. I have a guy who, yeah, maybe I can't say too much, but like he started working, you know, he has steps that he has to clear, and his work is very demanding, shall we say. So that's kind of unfortunate. Maybe I can give it a little bit more round. Oh, right, because that's okay. Let's clear the top one. I'm clearing this. I'm clearing it straight. Where is it actually? Okay. I'll come back and see how I feel about this. I actually need to get the guys and stuff. Okay, also clear the shoe design some other time, I suppose. Maybe it's not that round. Never mind. No, it's not this round. Is that true? I'm not sure. I don't think that's quite necessarily true. I think for the most part in my life, I've kind of been alone. I'm kind of used to just doing things by myself. I just see like I just don't like to see wasted opportunities now, I guess. Anything that reminds me of my past self, I kind of just want to urge them to be more active, right? Not so passive. No, it's fine. It's fine. You get me. I don't mean like I take offense or anything. Sometimes if you guys say something that isn't what I'm expecting, I wanna give it a try and see if that makes sense. I don't think that's the case, but I think it would be a lot more fun if we just have like our own circle of like, you know, people who just stream, not necessarily that seriously. You know, we just kind of do it, I guess, and see what happens. Yeah. That would be nice too. Oh, why is this shoe, bro? You know, like, yeah, in 3D, I can just go in and take a photo and then just trace it. You know, why am I doing this? I can just trace it. We've gone down to tracing photos now. Oh, man. Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Yeah, new opportunities will present themselves too. Like we might have this opportunity to interview, not interview, but to talk to someone decently accomplished in art. That wouldn't have happened if it was just by myself. Actually, I don't know what would have happened if I didn't start. It would have been pretty bad, I think, because the motivation for starting was like desperation, I think. Because I didn't really have anyone to really just tell me, hey, try this, try that. And I didn't have anyone else around me who wasn't just basically following that, you know, template of going through life with finding a job, finding a family, so on and so forth. So for me, I think it was just desperation of just, hey, like, this is kind of insane. Like, everyone's doing the same thing, and I can really see where this is gonna end up, you know? And then, like, yeah, it's just like, at some point I was just like, I gotta do something. I have to do something. If I don't do something, I don't know what's gonna happen. And then so I decided that, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And then once I started doing it, I realized that, hey, I can do more. Let me just bump it up to 5 days a week instead of just like 3 days a week. I think in the beginning, the first week was 3 days a week. Also, hello Oreos. Yeah, I guess in my case, I needed those years of not doing anything to really build up that sort of desperation to eventually attempt something. Could it have been different? I wonder. Maybe if I talked to someone earlier, you know, if I met someone who was like me. I think right now I'm in sort of like a interesting area, right? Like, it's not like I'm super accomplished, right? for the most part we get like 10 viewers, right? There's nothing to nothing to laugh at, right? Like 10 people sitting in front, like sitting around. We have 10 people here. I cannot imagine 10 people in my room right now, right? If you think about it, there's nothing crazy like 30,000 people, right? 11. So like, how do I say this? It's not like a really big streamer is telling you guys to just try and go for it, right? That feels like very disconnected, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like you can really relate. But I think for a lot of people, for you guys here, especially if you guys have been here since pretty much since the beginning, you guys saw in the beginning we just have no one really there, right? As we slowly build this up, I think it's a bit more inspiring that way. And so maybe I'm in a better position to try and get more people to try stuff. Man, the donation thing, I'm still really conflicted. I really get that you guys are want to show your support financially, but really to me, you guys being here 3 hours a day, can you imagine? Dude, when's the last time you spent 3 hours a day specifically going to someone's place? And then to be fair, I do have YouTube subscribers too, sorry, but that is true, Uni, that is true. But yeah, like I think financial support above all else is like this. The fact that you guys are spending 3 hours a day here, that is kind of crazy to me. I don't know when's the last time I spent 3 hours a day trying to be with another person, right? Not even like just like, not romantically, not like not even out of obligation even. I don't know when that, okay, maybe like for school, if that counts, does that count? But you're not really there for the person, you know? Yeah. I guess I do have the 20,000 before I started. That is true. Yeah, maybe make a ass study video before you guys start streaming, guys. maybe make an ass study video. I have a really really good idea of like a piece that you guys can study, you know, like. Wouldn't it be funny if like 10 channels did the same thing, did the same piece, and then send it, upload it at the same time? Would that be trending? Would we trend? What if we just all do like the same art piece study, and then all made a video and upload it all at the same time? What would happen then? Yeah, getting new ideas here. I can doodle something for them. Okay, yes. You see, that's why it's hard, because I think that makes a lot of sense, right? If you get some financial benefit, maybe you can give something in return. But it's not a bad idea though, honestly. I think part of starting streaming, the mentality of starting to stream and try something new is just to be a yes man for a bit, right? To not say no. I think I see the value in that. There is value in that. But the original reason why I didn't want to do that, like take requests and stuff, was specifically because once the complexity of having requests come in, I think that interferes with some of the stability. Like I couldn't draw anymore. If I lock in certain things, it starts to make things. It's like, how do I say this? Like if you have the option of say not doing something, you feel a lot more comfortable trying it out. And then if things don't work out, then yeah, yes, like fine. But then once you be like, hey, I gotta do this thing, you know, because I promised to do it, then all of a sudden it becomes like a little bit heavier, right? It becomes a bit harder to do. It kind of feels like that. It's not that serious, I get it. But I think for me, there's a tendency to bring it up to the extreme. And that's why I wanted to stabilize first. Nowadays, I think, at least with the sketching style, right? The sketch style, this is a little bit more manageable, right? Because I've done it so many times now, at least 5 or 6 times now. It's become a little bit more of like, oh, you know what? I think reasonably I can do something like this, even if it's not necessarily a character I like, right? If it's not a style or a design language that I like, something like that, I can still reasonably churn it out. Yeah, but like look at what I'm doing here. Like this is not even a request. This is not even a request, right? This is just like the guy, hey, I'm doing this thing, I'm looking for artists. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, you mind if I try it out? Then he's like, yeah, if you don't, yeah, that'd be great, you know, like. And then look at what I'm doing here. I'm feature creeping it up to an entire poster. So, although in this case it's slightly different, but the tendency to do it is very strong still. So until I have that a little bit more under control, I'm worried that like just having a few requests pile up would basically make things a little bit too easy to get burned out, right? So that is going to be a thing in the future, though, I suspect. As long as I'm streaming, right? As long as I'm trying to build a community, at some point I have to give back. So it's just that I would like to be a bit more stable first. And recently everyone's been telling me that they see like I've improved and they can see like my style. But honestly, like until I can put it into words, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, man. Every time I draw, it's the same thing. I feel like I don't know what I can expect. For Hollow, we have these pieces, but it's also still very formulaic. Like, because the body and everything is always from a photo, right? It's 100% copy, and the face is the same face. The same angle, the same proportion, everything. Same expressions almost. So a lot of stuff left to work out. Right, yeah. I guess I do yap a bit more, perhaps, than the other artists. I'm not sure though. Actually, I don't watch streams, so I don't know. Some of these streams I honestly spend more time yapping than actually drawing. Like today I spent more time yapping, I think. This doesn't really look right. If I'm going for this physics, the hand will be pulling it to the body, and therefore there should be a bit more of a this thingy. You can try this a little bit for size. Try this on for size. I also probably gotta go, I think. It's gonna get late again. Let me just try this real quick and see what happens here. It's very big though, it's very big. Oh my god. Maybe I can make it a bit smaller. Thanks, dude. I'll make you this chibi smile at the end of the stream. Ah, okay. Yeah, I see. Yes, you got me. I think it's just in the beginning, like the matching of expectation. That is gonna be hard because I'm gonna try and put it too high, without knowing what I'm getting into, and so on and so forth. But yeah, for sure, considerable. Considerable doesn't work in that context. Actually, it doesn't work. It'd be a way to say it. Right, because there's stuff stacked up here. So squarish though. Anyways, I probably have to tackle this some other time, I think. That being tomorrow. Why do I say it like I'm never gonna touch it again? Let's see. Can I squish this? Yeah. I guess I have to drop off. Like, I actually feel pretty okay. I don't feel necessarily that tired. But recently I'm starting to discover that I actually have to sleep slightly before I get super tired. Because when I get super tired, things get a bit harder again. It's like maybe like a really nice zone somewhere in there that I have to find. So I would just hop off here. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you guys for listening to me yap for the past hour. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I continue working on this. Looks like it's coming along just nice, I think. Might actually go for a slightly thicker line art now that I'm looking at this now. But yes, Oats Curry. And see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Goodbye.